The land is our foundation, and land synergy is here to solidify and restore. Join us as we connect the dots of land restoration, sustainable practices, and self-sufficiency. It's time to get rooted.
Welcome back to Land Synergy, guys. Welcome. Today, guys, wanted to talk about seeds and just some experience the past week that we have that's really just inspired us. And so let's go ahead and jump into it. So it starts off with lamb's quarters. For any of you that's familiar with lamb's quarters, it's like a wild spinach, very hardy, very powerful plant. And like we've always discussed, guys, I believe we discussed this, a weed is just something that humans don't like. A weed is not actually a specific type of plant. I mean, hell, tomatoes can be considered weeds depending on the context. Like our compost, tomatoes grow out of the compost like weeds, and squash. The weeds is, I guess, something that's prevalent that humans don't want in the context that most people use it. And so with lamb's quarter specifically, it has come to seed, and we've probably harvested easily a couple hundred seeds, maybe close to 1,000. And it just really dawned on us when we was drying the seeds how abundant, how rich we truly are. Not because of what we have, but because of who we are. Your connection to the earth, your natural and birthright connection to the earth. I was talking to my oldest son at dinner last night, and he was just asking where money comes from. And my oldest daughter, she said the government makes it. And I kind of got emotional, not really emotional, but passionate. And I pretty much went down a rabbit hole with them, just talking to them, saying, listen, money doesn't come from the government. Money comes from you. The government can print IOUs and paper currency, but that's not true money. The resources behind that is dependent on the politics, the social hierarchy behind it. What makes the dollar so strong is the full faith and backup of the government, not its inherent value as within itself, as we all know. And so I was just explaining to my oldest son that, hey, look, buddy, you are rich not because of what you have, but because of who you are. And we just started talking about resources. And so all this correlates back to seeds. So when harvesting the lamb's quarters, it just hit me how abundant we truly are. And so with these seeds, definitely drying them out. And since then, it's like that frequency has just bloomed, because a client of mine, I was cutting down a tree, and he gave me some asparagus seed, some tomato seeds, some pepper seeds, and harvested all of them. And before that, like, it's just been a continual process, because I came across some white oaks, and white oak acorns are essentially those big acorns about the size of your thumb, maybe a little bit smaller. And I just harvested a whole bucket of them. I harvested some, and I just planted some in some areas come springtime to harvest them and replant them. And then I'm going to compost the rest, because, the shell, it's so strong. Think this seed is going to grow into a huge life form. It has all the complete nutrients. So about half of that bucket I'm just going to break down and put into the compost. And it just hit me, guys. It's just so abundant. There's so much. So let's correlate all this information back to how you can help synergize the land. And it's simply this, guys. Doing what you're doing, right? Learning how to repurpose everything that you do so that it is in alignment with the greater purpose. One thing that I think as a whole that we should move forward with is composting. Composting the scraps, making this something that we teach to within schools. Learning how to compost responsibly, ethically, and safely our own waste, urine and poop. Learning how to do that so that we can, because then there's no outputs, it's only continual inputs. It's the circle of life, and nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. And specifically with these seeds, guys, as we move forward, Like I've harvested easily a couple thousand seeds within the past couple weeks, all types. Just yesterday, me and my wife was out for a walk, and passion fruit. This, for anyone who's not familiar with, it's like a small little fruit, and this is growing on the side. And this was like maybe towards the middle of summer we really found it, and we just decided to let it grow and just watch it. And we harvested some yesterday, and it was ready to go. And we got probably about a good 30 to 50 seeds of passion fruit that we're going to plant. And this correlates back to synergizing with the land, guys, because when you truly connect to the land and the abundance that's there, there's no lack. There's no lack. Not to mention, this can be used as a form of currency. Like your mind starts to expand. It's not just money in the sense of debt or paper or some other entity, but rather you start to generate and understand your place within the hierarchy of life, which is abundance. Synergizing with the land, guys. Once you truly connect to it, it's such an abundant place to be. I don't know how else to explain it. It truly is. It's just such an abundant place to be. So to conclude today's episode, guys, because I know we kind of touched on a lot, you are rich. Not because of what you have, but because of who you are. You are a piece of the land, which means the seeds, the abundance that the fruit that comes from the land, you are a part of. That is a part of you, naturally and abundantly. Second, the mindset of saving seeds. I would start to save seeds, guys. See, I planted some persimmons as well with the white oaks. I planted them, so come springtime, I'm gonna. It's in a crate. I layered some leaves that we harvested from last year, and then layered about maybe 40 persimmons. Then did another layer with some leaves, and then put another batch of persimmons. So come springtime, when they come forth, I'm gonna take those plants and transplant them around the property as a permaculture, because see, these plants that grow like weeds, quote unquote, they don't need the medium of humans to survive. That's what you want to be growing abundantly on your property, on your land, right? At least when you start off, so that it's growing abundantly. And so these persimmons, I'm gonna just transplant and let them grow around the property. And that right there is abundance, guys. It's a cycle that keeps going, and that's how we synergize the land. That's at least how I'm synergizing it. So to conclude today's episode, save seeds. Save seeds and create a system to where it's not a lot of your time investment for these seeds to grow and for them to become fruitful. You simply create a system where they grow and you put them in a place and they do their thing. Second, you are rich, not because of what you have, but because of who you are. Until the next one, guys, continue to keep synergizing the land, connecting to the land. You got this. You are it. You are it.